Hello everyone, Julia Sheehan here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Brisbane, Queensland. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today I would like to show you how I made these cards. I did these on my Facebook page last night live, and I'm just going to do a quick one here with you today. I'll just bring them up close so you can see them. This I've stamped the background of. This is the one I'm going to do today. And these are all sitting on dimensionals. This one and this one I used the hexagon embossing folder for, which they've come up really well. I love this in the shimmer glimmer paper, looks really good. And also this sort of turns this more, I think, into a boy's card. And I've used these as birthday cards. You could just as well use them for Easter cards, but I think they lend themselves really well to birthday cards, especially if you've got children that are into magic. I know my children went through that stage and loved all the magic tricks and everything, and I think it's quite good for that. So that's what we're going to do. And the things we'll need, it's really quite simple to do. You just need, today I'm going to use pineapple punch, so a piece 8 1/4 inches by 5 7/8 of an inch. A piece of Whisper White measuring 5 6/8 of an inch by 4 inches. And then you need a strip of Whisper White, which is actually 1 centimetre wide by, it will be about 2.5 inches long. Then we need various bits of Whisper White just to stamp everything on. Okay, so I think the first thing we'll start with is actually making our own sort of background for this. And I just chose out a whole lot of the colours that I really enjoy using. So the stamp set I'm using is Best Bunny, to get the glare off there. It's a really cute little stamp set. At first I originally bought it to do Easter things with, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought there's actually quite a lot you can do with it or with bits of it. So this top hat could come in very handy for a lot of things too. Okay, so I've mounted everything onto my blocks, and I'll just get my stamp and scrub ready because I'm going to have to go back and forward to this a few times. So I'll spray a bit of cleaner on there, and that way it'll be ready to go. Okay, I'm going to start with Bermuda Bay, and I'll start with the little rabbit. Now I'm finding my inks are getting a little bit old, so they're getting little extra bits on them. That's better. So I just like to just stamp them off here and there, just so they don't sort of get them too bubbly. See, that one is a bit, but my top hat should cover that. Okay, so I'll clean that off. And then I'm going to use the little party pieces. What have I done with those? I know I put them down somewhere last night, so I'd know where they were. And of course, I don't have them. I wonder what I did with those. Just a sec, I'll look for them. Okay, so yes, they were sitting right in front of me and I didn't even notice them. That'd be typical of me. Okay, so these are like the little party bits and pieces, and these are the stars. So I'm just going to use them sort of randomly on here as well. A couple of stars and a couple of the party ones maybe over here. Okay, so clean those up. And then we'll change to pineapple punch. Maybe it's just my stamp that's a bit bubbly, I don't know. That's better. Okay, so we'll do one there, one across there, and then some stars here, stars up there. Okay, and then I think I'll use Gorgeous Grape. Clean those off. And I'll put one of those there. And another there. It doesn't matter if it goes on or off. It's just wherever you want to put it. There. And some stars. You can get too wrapped up in where you should put all these things, and then it sort of it doesn't really matter because most of it's going to be covered anyway. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but when I'm cleaning my stamps, they sometimes slide off the block. Okay, maybe no, Melon Mambo next. These are all my favourite colours. I really do love them. Okay, we'll pop a little rabbit that way there. And one in there. And then some of these in here. Probably shouldn't have put that so close to its own colour, but it doesn't really matter. And a bit there. And I'll clean those again. And then I might use lemon lime twist. So something a bit different in there. Yeah, didn't clean that particularly well, did I? I think my Stampin' Grub, grub is probably a good word. Stampin' Scrub is due for a good clean. Might have to give it a bath later. And we'll put one in there and one across there. Funny how you say the word that actually is probably most appropriate. I just stamp these sometimes if the colour doesn't quite come out straight away. And then we'll put one there and there, 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 and there, and there, just to fill up those gaps. I'd probably be a little bit more precise if it was just something I was doing without having to film it. But there's not much point making everybody wait so long. Now the next step, that's done. We can actually pop that on the card even and get that done out of the way. Just make sure that I don't have any ink on my fingers. I do tend to get a bit inky at times. There we are. Okay, and we'll add that. Good old Tombow on the back. My go-to. And I also managed to get it on myself, but that's pretty normal. There we are. Okay, so when you're doing the hats, I did the hats as a group where I stamped them. I'll just show you. I stamped them all. Just take the bunny off there. Just had them touching ever so slightly. Probably should do it from above if I can, as close as I can. Camera gets in the way a bit. Don't worry if there's, sometimes you get that on there, but I'm going to colour them black anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then the last one I turned upside down. And then all I did was I used my dark basic black Stampin' Blend and coloured them all in. And then when I was done, I fussy cut around the outside, and don't sort of think that, oh, that seems tedious. It goes really quickly. Because they're mostly straight lines, it doesn't take long at all to get around it. And so I coloured it all like that, and then just gave each hat band a nice bright colour. So this one is lovely lipstick. So just do in there with that. And I did all of them like that. Fussy cut round the outside, and then I cut all of these out, and which was very simply. It's only the 3 sections that you need to cut out, and it comes out like that. So I've just done that one, so you don't have to sit and watch me colour all that in. Now, if you don't have something to cut these pieces out, you can also do it just as individual hats. Now, one of these is individual hats, and it's really hard to tell which one it is. It is this one. They're all put on individually. So I cut out all the little hats, and then I just place them on one at a time, and it's just as easy to do. They're easy to cut out, and you can still do exactly the same thing, and you can't tell the difference. Okay, so if you don't have something to cut those middles out, just do them as individual hats. It's quite simple. Okay, so then we're going to attach that to the card. That will be done. Now I just used dimensionals on this, and yes, I do use a lot of dimensionals. I just like things to be very secure. I would hate to give a card away and find out that it fell apart or a bit fell off because it wasn't secure enough, and that's just me. I just get a little bit paranoid, I guess, about it, and want to make sure that it's nice and firmly attached. But realistically, I mean, you probably don't have to use as many dimensionals as I do. Just one of my quirky little things. And I'll just take all those off and place it on the card. Like I say, it's a very quick little card. It comes together really well. And I actually had some ideas for making it more adult themed, just changing things up a little bit. So if I get an opportunity, I might do a more adult oriented one. I have such a lot of birthday cards to make. March is my month of many, many birthdays. Okay, so this has to be placed fairly close to the bottom, only because you've got to fit that rabbit in there. Okay, so there we go. That's that part done. Now, the rabbit. You use the paws, the body, They all stamp out really easily. Just put them there to show you. There's the head, and I chose this particular face with its eyes closed, which I can do. It's a really cute little rabbit. It comes with a punch, so you could just stamp him like that and cut him out, but if you've got the punch, it's easier just to get all the parts out and then pop his face on. There we go, and he's done. So what I've done is I've already cut those. I've already used my punch. Here's the punch, so it takes all the pieces out. Get the light off that individually, and then you can just pop him together. Now, I did put these pieces down over here somewhere. Oh, there they are. They're still here. I actually did a few. I'll probably make another card yet. Now, his bow tie, I did do in pineapple punch, but the rest I've just done in the Memento black. I did inside the ears with pink Pirouette. Like that. And then it's just a matter of putting him together. But also, and typical of me, I've moved everything now and so it's all disappeared. But this piece might do. I'm just going to stamp the sentiment, which is the happy birthday. And that actually comes from the stamp set Amazing Life, I think it's called. It's here somewhere. I'll grab it in a minute. But yeah. And that's just the happy birthday. And hopefully I'll get this straight. Yep, that's close enough. So, happy birthday. And I left probably about 2.5 inches is about the length that you'll need. I'm just going to have about 3/8 of an inch at each end. I like things balanced. So I'm going to snip that off there. This is where the glasses come off so I can actually see what I'm doing up close. And then I'm just going to flag the end. And that's just a tiny little bit crooked. Okay. And just flag that. Because this card is pineapple punch, I just like to, I don't know if you can fully see it on the cards, it's a little bit hard to see, but I've just done the edges of this with the Bermuda Bay just so it stands out a little bit. Pineapple punch being yellow doesn't or yellow colour doesn't necessarily stand out that well, but I'll still try doing some of that on the edge. It just defines it more. I don't know. Oh yes, you can see that. I just think it looks nice on there, but it's entirely up to you. You don't have to do that. But there's that. And now we can put all that together. I'll put a little bit of glue just on the top of his neck there and put his head on there. You could always have his head slightly tilted if you wanted. It's entirely up to you. And what I've done with the banner is I've worked out previously where the paws sit, so it looks like he's holding it. So I'm going to put one behind the peas, just there. Looks like his little paw is holding it, and one goes behind the D in birthday. And a little bit fiddly, but sit that about there. Okay, and then we just pop our rabbit with some dimensionals. So one at the bottom, one at the middle there, and I just cut a couple of thin pieces off here just to go up the ears. So one on that ear and one on the other one. Just makes him nice and stable. Okay. We'll do that. I've ended up with so many little bits of backing off these dimensionals all over the desk, all over the floor. I've got a big clean up to do. Okay, just move that rabbit out of the way. Okay, and then you just sit him on top of your hat. Pop him down like that. And the banner, I'm actually going to get some small dimensionals, our mini ones, and put one there, and oops, and one there. Peel those off, and then they sit across our rabbit about there, as if he's holding up the sign. His paws there, and then the little bow tie, I'll just colour in with some pineapple punch. And I just fussy cut the tie out. It doesn't actually come as a cut out from the punch, but I mean it's only tiny. It's quite easy to cut out. A little bit of glue on the back there. There we go. And set that on there under his chin. Whoops. My hands are a little bit sticky and it's very humid here today. We're expecting a cyclone off the coast at some stage, so we'll see what happens. And there it is. I'll just take that out of the way so you can see it. But there's our little card. Nice happy little card, that one, I think. And on the inside with all the others, I haven't got a piece cut at the moment, but I popped the insert in and just put a little bunny at the bottom there, and then you can write your sentiment. But yeah, the other way to do it is to just use a embossing folder of some description, whichever one you really like, pop it in behind, and there's our card for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really love it if you would. There is a link to my online store if you need any of these sort of products. They're available in the annual catalogue. But apart from that, I just hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and if you have a chance to do it, please let me know how you got on and if you enjoyed doing it. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.